big pros and cons list of Getaround in 2025. There's a lot of interesting things happening with Getaround. I do this video once a year in January to forecast what's coming ahead. And I can tell you what are the pros and cons of what I'm seeing with this car share platform. Before I get into that, click below, grab the 5 things you must do before starting a car rental business. You can also book a 15-minute call with me. I'm happy to do that. I've been wanting to get to know everyone a little better on the channel this year. That also comes with the car share growth guide, which gives you a city-by-city breakdown of which car share platform is strongest in your area. Lots of great information in there. Let's talk about the pros, first of all, on Getaround. So Getaround's in an interesting phase this year. I think that they are poised for growth. They had a rough 2024, went through a lot of restructuring. I would say they right-sized the company. A lot of what they were doing last year was really focused on cutting the fat on the company, getting themselves into a place where they could restructure, grow, and become profitable. That was the big emphasis about last year. I do think that this year they're really starting to aggressively roll out improvements on the platform. I'll say this, the Getaround system definitely is the most passive system when it comes to car sharing. When it is working well, it is really awesome, pretty good money, and it's very hands-off. And as most of you know who have done Getaround before, when it's hot and working well and there's lots of bookings, it is excellent. I think the real success to Getaround is the Drive with Uber program. Like I said before on this channel, I do think rideshare drivers are the future of this industry. There's a lot of money in that sector in car share and rideshare. If you're gonna do Getaround, you have to be in a Drive with Uber city. If you are not sure if you are in a Drive with Uber city with Getaround, you can Google which are the Drive with Uber program cities for Getaround. There is a whole list of them. I think a great addition that is coming to Getaround are the new profit splits. Historically, they have only been 60-40. Now they are doing 70-30 and 80-20. I have been testing out the 80-20 profit split in Boston with my fleet. It's going really well. We love the 80-20 split. I do think that another positive is that the company has stabilized and they are really starting to improve on software, marketing, and a variety of other things that are making things better for the host. One thing I've noticed about Getaround in the last year is that we've had very, very few incidents, no accidents, knock on wood. So they are getting very good at filtering out bad drivers. They do have an AI trust score system now. It is assessing if drivers are risky or not. I know back in 2023, there was a big issue with calibrating that system. It was charging deposits for good drivers, which was obviously a problem. Getaround is now using the auto insurance score. That's another metric that insurance companies use to determine if someone is a good renter or not. So that should bring even better renters to the platform. And lastly, they're pretty good with data. Their account manager system, they'll tell you where to put cars, where the data is showing that the utilization rates are the highest. I really like that about Getaround. They can really make things easy on you to get the full optimization out of your fleet based on location. Keep in mind, Getaround is a much more location sensitive platform. It's really not as make and model sensitive the way Turo is. Some of the cons I would say with Getaround, the biggest problem they've always had is consistency. I will say the Drive with Uber program is starting to even that out a little, but typically in the winter months, car share rides are sparse. It just doesn't happen much, especially in colder climates. Drive with Uber really helps to even that out because there are a lot more Uber drivers looking for cars in the winter, and so rideshare is very popular during the winter. The claim system with Getaround has been very wobbly in the past, but I would say it is getting to a better place now, so that's good. There's an 80-20 split, also a 70-30 split. My only issue is that the 80-20 split right now has a $3,000 deductible and the 70-30 has a $1,500 deductible. That is high right now. I know it is in beta. I know they're testing it, but that is very high. It's not exactly competitive with the rest of the industry. So I'm hoping that they will bring those deductibles down over time. Another con is that when you get your cars set up with Getaround, you do have to put their proprietary vehicle telematics system on it, the Connect system. The Connect system, once it is on the car, is a nice addition. It gives you GPS, kill switch capabilities, but the process is just kind of a pain in the butt. You have to get it set up. You have to pay the fee for $150 to get it set up. There's a process. It takes a week or two. It's just kind of a lagging process. It's a pain in the butt a little. Overall, I would say that I am bullish on Getaround this year. I'm not going to tell you that it's just going to blow Turo out of the water this year. but I do think that in my experience with what I'm seeing right now, especially with the new 80/20 splits on the Drive with Uber program, I'm seeing a lot of good stuff. I would tell you that if you're not in a Drive with Uber city, Getaround is probably not going to make a lot of sense for you. Ideally for you, you want to be in a Drive with Uber market. Even if you don't live in one, you can set up cars in a Drive with Uber market that is relatively close to where you live because it's very easy to run fleets remotely on Getaround. So I'm very curious to see how Getaround does this year. I want to hear more from you guys, what you guys think once they roll out the 80/20, 70/30 splits. I do know that is available right now in Atlanta, and it's also available with what we're doing in Boston, but they will probably roll this out to the entire platform within the next 2 to 3 months. All that to say, drop some comments. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on Getaround going into 2025. Before you go, click below, grab the 5 things you must do before starting a car rental business. Feel free to book a call with me. Happy to chat with you, and I will catch you in the next episode. Thank you.